What is up, grade 12s? Back again with more videos. It's Nosana, as some of you guys already know by now. So, finally, we've come to the end of our math um, high school journey. This is the last paper that you will write. And in this video here, we're going to be doing question 3, which is the analytical geometry question, the first part of analytical geometry. And more videos on different questions are going to come, but this is just going to be the first question. Okay, so let's see how you guys did, as you're bidding farewell to your 12 months of what some of you would call trauma. Let's see how everything went. Okay, so this was 2025, by the way. It's a confidential, so this is the real paper that you guys wrote. And right, question 3, they said that in the diagram, P, Q, and R, right, are the vertices of the triangle that we can all see here, and the angle of inclination QR is theta, as we can all see there. Now the first question is saying calculate the length of QR and leave the answer in simplified surd form, right? So where is QR? We need to locate Q. So let me just bring on a highlighter here. Okay, I think we're going to work with the highlighter. That works. So we need QR, which is Q, and we need R. That is the length that we are going to look for. And remember, we need the distance formula to calculate the length. So it's going to be QR is equal to, and then we're just going to say square root of x 2. Okay, let me not say x2. Let me just say x of q, right? X of q minus x of r, right? And square that plus y of q minus y of r. It's the same thing even if you write 1 and 2, and it's going to be the same thing. So what is going to be our q is going to be minus 4. Our xr is going to be minus 12, right, squared, plus, and what do we have here? Okay, squared there. Our y for q is going to be minus 6, and our r is going to be 2, right? So minus 2 there, squared, right? They want you to leave this answer in simplified surd form. So you just open your calculator, minus 4 minus 12, close that, square, plus minus 6 minus 2, right? Square that. The answer that we're going to get is 8 square root of 5. But we don't just leave it that, we say units. Okay, that is our length of QR. Okay, not OR, QR. Okay, and QR is equal to 8 square root of 5. That will get yourself 2 marks. All right, now moving on. They asked us to calculate the gradient of QR. Well, again, we know that M. Okay, just a moment. Sorry about that. Okay, M of QR, right? M QR is equal to X of, let's just say, Q minus, oh sorry, not X, the Y values. Okay, Y of Q minus Y, let's just say, of R all over X of Q minus X of R. Now let's just go and substitute. Y of Q is going to be minus 6. Y of R is going to be minus 2, right? And then X of Q is going to be minus 4, and X of R is going to be minus 12. And what do we get? We will get minus 8 over minus 16. All right, now what will that give us? Minus 6 minus 2. Okay, I'm just going to put that in the calculator, minus 12. Simplified answer is equal to 1 over 2 units. Okay, that's a gradient, so we don't write anything. So that means that um, MQR is equal to 1 over 2. All right, moving on. So far, so good, right? I think anyone can say so. They want us to calculate the angle of theta. So this is where theta is. Very easy. We just say tan theta is equal to 1 over 2. Therefore, theta is equal to shift tan, right? Minus 1, and we put 1 over 2 there. And let's find out what theta is going to be equal to. Shift tan 0, 0.5. Our answer is going to be 26.57. I think we should just round that off. And that is going to be our angle, is equal to 26.57 degrees. Now we need to find out what is the length of QR. Oh, the equation, sorry. Oof, I was like, what? We already did that. So let's find out what the equation of QR is going to be. Very fast. The equation of QR is going to be, remember, y1 minus y. Okay, y is equal to, right, y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. This is how I like to use the to get the equation of a straight line. Y, and I'm just going to take any coordinate. We're finding the equation of QR, so we'll just take the value, the coordinates of P. Okay, of R, sorry, we'll just take the coordinates on R. So our Y is going to be minus 2 is equal to, remember our gradient is 1 over 2. I'm going to say X minus 12 like that, and then y is equal to 1 over 2. Let's remove the brackets. 1 over 2x, right? And then this will give us minus 6. Minus 6x, correct? And then plus, not minus 6x, just minus 6. This gives us minus 6, and then it's going to be plus 2. Therefore, our equation is going to be 1 over 2x minus 4. We just get that and we move on. Okay, allow me to just say this. Y is equal to 1 over 2x minus 4. All right, now the following question, I think this is when it starts getting interesting. You know, so far we were just moving downhill. The next question, PQRS, okay, in that order is a pump. Now, write down the coordinates of S. Well, they're just asking you to write down, so you don't have to crack your head. Just have to think about it a little bit and see what's happening. Okay, I think they introduced a new letter there that we cannot see. So, but then they gave us the order. They said P. Okay, allow me to just erase this. Okay, now let's go. They said P. Okay, where is P? P, that is our first value, our first letter. Q, right? Q, and then we go on to R, which is here, and then we need to get S. So S has to be somewhere here, guys, for this to be a parallelogram. So S has to be somewhere over here. Okay, right. That means that our S value is going to be here, because remember, it has to be a parallelogram. How am I drawing this? It has to be something like this, and then this has to come back there. Voila. So that is what we are going to look for. And what value is that we need? Okay, let me just erase this. The 3 there. It's fine. Let's just leave that. Okay, let me just erase that. So what letter is that? It's our S. Now let's find the X and the Y of this. Right? X and the Y value of that. Very easy. Okay, you don't have to crack your head once again for that. You need to find out. But they just said write down. Okay, so I wonder how some of you guys would have attempted this question. But personally, here's what I would have done. Okay, all right, let me just try to think about it. We had to okay, so let's just get the distance formula, right? Let's get the midpoint first. But for all that working just for 2 marks, and they say that write it down. So is there something that I am missing? Is there something that I'm missing in that order? Okay, PQ. S is not mentioned anywhere there, right? And I just need the coordinates. So why would they just say write down as if it's that obvious? Okay. Anyways, none of these lines, by the way, none of these lines are parallel to the x or the y axis. So what we need to do, guys, is to find the midpoint of PQ, of PR. So midpoint of PR. Okay, this is how we're going to get it. The x value is going to be x of P, right, plus the x of R, divide that by 2, which is going to be equal to what? X of P minus 1 plus the 12, right? And what we do, we divide that. So our answer is going to be 11 over 2. That is our x value, right, for the midpoint. Now, to get the y value, y is equal to y of P plus the y of R, and we also divide that by 2 is equal to, all right, what is the y of P? It's 8 and plus 2, right? And we divide that, the answer is going to be 5. Okay, so that is our coordinates of this midpoint here. Now watch this. So that means our x is 11 over 2 and our y is 5. Okay, now let us go and find out the value of P. We have the midpoint, so basically what we need to do now is to work backwards, right, to find the coordinates of SR. Now, since we have the midpoint, because watch, if you draw this line here, If you do this, it means that this part here is equal to that part. You guys should know parallel, you should know properties of quadrilaterals, right? You should know that. So so now we have the midpoint. We need to find the other point over there. So if we have the midpoint, what I'm gonna do, let's focus on the x values first. So if x is equal to 11 over 2, that means that over here we need to have x of q, right? Plus the x of s, like this, and then we divide that by 2. You understand? So we're going to have 11 over 2 is equal to x of q, which is minus 4, right? X of q is minus 4 over 2, right? Remember, we're adding qs there. Now what happens? We're going to multiply 11 over 2, right? 11 over 2 times 2 is going to be 11, is equal to minus 4 plus qs. Right, what do we do now? We take this side, and qs is going to be equal to 15. All right, qs is going to be equal to 15. Right, so what do we do? We're just going to put 15 here. That means that the s value, why am I saying qs? Oh, okay, x, right? It's supposed to be x of q, but anyways, that value is going to be 15, guys. That value is going to be 15. However, they asked us to calculate the length of something here. QR, the length of QR, if we take it and, okay, never mind. Let's just do it this way. If there was another method, as long as our answers are the same, then kudos to you. Now let's find the y value of this. What do we do? Very simple. We know the y value of the midpoint is 5 is equal to the y value of q. So I'm going to say yq, right, plus y of s over 2. Now, this is 5 already, so 5 is equal to the y value of q is minus 6 plus the y value of x, which I'll be looking for. Divide that by 2, cross multiply 10, right? I'm just going to say 10 is equal to minus 6 plus ys. Anyways, ys is going to be equal to 16. So that means you have 15 and 16. Okay, that is going to be your point for your coordinates of s. Basically is going to be 15 and 16, like that, and we leave it. Moving on. Okay, just I think this question was very easy. I haven't seen the last of it, but it's looking, friendly. The next question, ooh, 5 marks. What are they saying? They are saying that t is a point on qr, right? Where is qr? Okay, let me just try to erase all this stuff. um Let me just erase all this because I think we are done with S, right? Okay, now let's go back. They said T is a point on QR. Where is QR? This is QR here. Okay, T is a point on QR, right? Such that PT is perpendicular to QR. Okay, so we just have to get T. Okay, that makes sense. T is a point over here, right? Such that PT is perpendicular. So let's just make it, let's just do it like that. Ooh, that looks really good. That looks like it's on point, right? And that's what we need. Okay, let me just already draw that. Okay, pardon me, guys. Forget that. Ugh, forgive the hand. Okay, let's just go and try to have a perpendicular line like that. Voila. Okay, now it has to be perpendicular, obviously, as they say that they t is a point such that this is what's happening. Now, what is the question that they want? What is the question that they're asking? They want us to calculate the coordinates of t. Okay, well, if we have to get the coordinates of t, I don't I don't think it's going to be very difficult. Yes, it'll be tricky, but impossible, definitely not. Right, look, they say that T is a point on QR such that PT is perpendicular to QR. So did we calculate the gradient of QR? I think we did. MQR was 1 over 2. So if we have done so, remember the gradient of two perpendicular lines, when you multiply them together, they're supposed to be equal to minus 1. So M of PT, right, times M of QR, we're supposed to get minus 1. Therefore, mpt times 1 over 2 is equal to minus 1, right? Is equal to minus 1. So what do? We're just going to multiply that side there, and mpt is going to be equal to, watch closely, is going to be equal to minus 2. So we have the gradient of this line here. Now we need to find out the actual coordinate, because we don't know the x and we don't know the y. And what can we do to find that? What can we do to find that? Okay, when you look at these two, we have, okay, guys, at this point here, these two graphs, these two lines are intersecting, right? That is what's happening. So can we try to at least find the equation of pt? So that means that it's going to be y, right? Sorry, y minus y1, right, is equal to x m. Okay, why am I doing that? M x minus x1, like that. Remember, we're focusing on pt. So let's take a coordinate on pt. Y is going to be 8, and our gradient we know is minus 2. X we don't know, but we have what, guys? Watch this. Our x is minus 1, so it will be plus 1 there. Therefore, y is equal to minus 2x, right? Minus 2x, um, minus 2 plus 8. Therefore, y is equal to minus 2x, plus 6. This will be plus 6. So this is our equation of pt, right? That, guys, is our equation of pt. And we have the equation of what else? We have the equation of qr. So these two graphs, we know these two lines, sorry, these two lines are intercepting. So that means that they share the same x and the same y value. So if you did this, then you know that we have to equate the two equations. So we're going to say we have to equate the line of the equation of pt and the equation of qr. Okay, so basically I'm just going to say minus 2x, minus 2x there plus 6 is equal to 1 over 2x minus 4. That is what I just did. I just substituted. So let me take what I want to the right hand side, and you know the drill. So unfortunately I already have this side, so I'm just gonna have to take this side. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2x minus, I'm going to say 0.5 so I can do it by head, is equal to minus 4 minus 6. So what do we get? We are going to get minus 2, right, comma 0.5. What am I saying? Minus 2 comma 5x, okay, is equal to minus 10. Okay, by the way, let me just see 2 plus 0.5. What do I get? I get that. Now, if I say 10 divided by 2.5, I get 4. Therefore, our x is going to be 4. Guys, that is the x value of this point. X value of that point is going to be 4. Now, to get the y value, we can either substitute the y value into this equation or substitute the y value, sorry, we can either substitute the x value that we have into this equation or substitute it into the other equation that we had over there. Now, let's substitute it over here and find out. If we say 2 minus 2 and times 4 there plus 6 is going to be minus 8 plus 2, right? Minus 8, sorry, not minus 8 plus 2, is going to be minus 8 plus 6, which will be equal to minus 2. That means that y is minus 2. Okay, I was supposed to write 4 over here, and I went and I wrote x. So this is, x is going to be 4 and y is going to be minus 2. Let's just put it over here. If we put it over here, it's going to be, ooh, that is, yes, it's going to be 1 over 2 times 4 minus 4, right? This will be 2 minus 4, which is they going to be 4 and minus 2, right? That is the coordinates of t. It's 4 and minus 2. 5 marks in the bag. 5 marks in the bag. I don't want to hear that anybody got that wrong. Like, seriously. Did you practice? Did you practice? Okay, let's go and see the next question. What does the next question say? All right, just give me a moment. Okay, moving on. The next question. Okay, what did I just do here? Excuse me. All right, let's go to the next question. Right. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. They say that calculate the area of the parallelogram. PQRS. All right, calculating the area is not very difficult, especially of shapes. You just have to break the shapes into two, right? Like over here we had, remember this other part. So that means, guys, we are being asked to calculate the area of a palm, and remember this we were asked to construct another line here and then get another point here. But if they say this is a parallelogram, being given that we know the value of x already, that means that this line is cutting this into half and the other line will cut into half. So this line is just splitting the two triangles. This triangle's area will be the same as this triangle's area, right? We should know that by now. We should know that by now, team. You see, okay. Uh, Okay, really? Okay, now I'm just going to overthink this. But yes, it has to be like that. But if you have issues trusting that, then look at that. That is also a parallelogram. Okay, this will have to be the same as that. Considering the fact that the question is also 3 marks, that is what we are going to do. Okay, but if you have any other ideas, you are more than free to let me know in the comment section. By the way, don't leave without subscribing. Okay, next thing that we need to do is to just calculate the area of this one triangle here. Right, we already know that this line is perpendicular to that, guys. So, and we already calculated the length of QR. So we just need to go and calculate our height. Basically, our height is going to be the length of PT, right? So let's calculate that. Length of PT will say x of P, right, minus x of T squared plus y of P minus y of T. Let's just get that right there. Right, our P is -1 and our T is going to be -4 since it's 4 there, squared, plus our Y is going to be 8. What do we have there? -2, so it'll be +2, square that. And right now, let's see, what do we have? -5 squared plus 10, close that, squared. Our answer is going to be 5 square roots of 5. That is the value of PT. So, okay, not PP, PT. So that is going to be units. Right. Now what we need to do is to just calculate the area. So area of the we need to calculate the area of one triangle first and then multiply it by 2 to get the total because it's a palm. So uh, area of triangle, what are we going to say? Triangle PQR is equal to half base times the height. What is our base? 1/2. Our base is going to be this length here, guys. It's going to be this length of RQ, right? That is our base. What did we say it was? It was 8 square root of 5. And our height, we already calculated that, and it was 5√5, right? 5 square root of 5. All right. And what do we have? So okay, I'm just going to be lazy and put that in the calculator. 8 square root of 5, close that. Oof. Right. Times 5 square root of 5. All right, just a mistake here. Let's see what we get. What do we get? We are going to get 100. Ooh, okay. 100 units, right? 100 units squared. This is just for one triangle. So now we can say the area. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you want to give a reason. You can just give a reason and tell them that these two triangles are going to be the same. Why? Because properties of parallelograms or quadrilaterals. Now, what do we need to do? We need to multiply this by 2. So now let's just say area of PQRS is going to be 2 times, and then you can just say area of triangle PQR, and then you can just say 2 times 100, and then your answer is going to be 200 units squared, right? I'm sure you guys got 18 marks in this question. 200 units squared, right? This one was for you to take home. I'm sure the other questions before this were, straightforward. All right, so guys, don't leave without subscribing. Next video is coming up. You'll be surprised to know which question we're doing next. Cheers.